This is WDSR. You're listening to Film and TV Talk with Jen. All right, so now we're going to talk about the episode of Chuck, which aired last night. The episode is titled Chuck vs. the Colonel. Let's talk about the ratings first of Chuck before we get into the episode. The episode had 6 million viewers. Not good at all, but that's been pretty much where it's been at all recently. And since basically Dancing with the Stars has premiered, Chuck has been staying at that 600 million mark. And really hasn't had a big dip in the ratings, so it's been pretty consistent in that terms, but 6 million isn't really all that great. But like I've been saying, numbers have been down on NBC. So let's take a look at the competition, though. Dancing with the Stars, Bones, and Big Bang Theory, which was a repeat, and Gossip Girl, and How I Met Your Mother repeat, which it was going up against. So let's take a look at this. Dancing with the Stars had 20.3 million viewers. All New Bones, which aired on a special night, Monday night, had 8.4 million viewers. And Big Bang Theory, a repeat, has 7.6 million viewers. That's pretty good for a repeat, 7 million viewers. And Gossip Girl, of course, on the CW, 2.4 million viewers. And repeat of How I Met Your Mother, 6.6 million viewers. So, I don't really understand why Chuck isn't really doing all that well in the numbers, but why would you want to watch a repeat when you can watch something new? So I thought maybe it would do a little bit better, but Dancing with the Stars really has been killing Chuck this half of the season, and that's one of the reasons for the big dip in the numbers. Before winter break, we were seeing an increase in numbers with Chuck, and it was getting, a higher amount of viewers, and it was doing pretty well. But ever since coming back from break, after actually the Super Bowl episode did the best with 8 million viewers, then it had the following week, Chuck wasn't on because the president spoke, so that interrupted its flow. And really ever since the president spoke, it's been doing not that great, so maybe we could blame Chuck's ratings on the president. But NBC right now hasn't said what they're doing with Chuck. There's no word on whether it will be renewed or not. And in May, it has its upfronts, which is only a couple weeks away. So it's sort of like NBC is sort of waiting for the last minute to announce whether or not it's canceling Chuck or not, or bringing it back. But maybe they were just waiting for the last 2 episodes to air. The season finale, which airs next Monday, which hopefully won't be the series finale. But I think NBC would be, it would be a bad move not to renew Chuck. Lately, the past few weeks, Chuck has been getting a lot of support online, and a lot of support from critics. Critics just love Chuck, and the show, the cast, and everything. Everyone thinks they're really great and everything. So that's sort of good. I mean, it's got the critics' backing, and it's been getting a lot of backing online, which is another reason why I don't understand the whole 6 million viewers things. To me, it seems like Chuck should have a whole lot more viewers, but then again, the Nielsen rating system is very, very flawed. I mean, how many people do you know that have a Nielsen box, or even take place in the Nielsen diary system? Like, I know no one with the Nielsen box, or actually, does the whole diary thing that Nielsen sends out and stuff. So, realistically, there are a lot more viewers than 6 million out there. It's just they're not being counted for. So, Nielsen rating system, once again, it's flawed. I mean, people that watch the show aren't being counted for. But Chuck has a lot of support behind it right now. Even has a few campaigns out there. There's one that's pretty funny for the season finale. This is a campaign that a lot of Chuck fans have started. The season finale, they want everyone to go to Subway, which has been a sponsor of Chuck and even has done product placement in Chuck episodes. They want everyone to go to Subway, buy a $5 footlong, as they've been advertising in Chuck. And on the Subway comic cards they have in the store, they want everyone to write a comment about how much they like Chuck and how they went to Subway because of Chuck and seeing the sandwich and the advertisements on Chuck for Subway, which is actually a very good idea. I hope, NBC and Subway's out there taking note, because it's very important for NBC to have advertisers too, and that's where all the money comes from. So if people actually show that the advertising and the promotion on Chuck is actually working, that could work to its advantage. So it's a pretty great campaign out there. So if you're planning to watch the season finale of Chuck, which you should because it's an awesome show, go out to Subway, buy a $5 footlong, and write a comment card about how you saw the Subway advertised on Chuck and it made you want to buy a Subway sandwich. So a great campaign out there. Also, another campaign, a website, TV by the Numbers, actually has been supportive of Chuck, and other websites, GiveMeMyRemote.com has been supportive of Chuck. They changed actually the title of their website to Give Me My Chuck to help gain viewers and awareness of Chuck, and to send a message basically to NBC that it shouldn't be canceled. A lot of columnists too have been writing in their blogs and writing in papers too about how NBC would be silly to cancel Chuck, and how much they love the show, and how it's the best show that NBC has on TV right now, which is pretty much true. I mean, some people would say The Office, but The Office hasn't been good as lately. But Chuck is a really great show out there on NBC, 8 o'clock Monday nights, and it deserves a third season. I mean, the first season was cut short because of the writer's strike, and that's another reason too. But one of the main reasons is Chuck has a very, very tough time too. I mean, Monday nights are packed, and Dancing with the Stars pretty much kills every night, which is annoying because reality shows, I don't really like reality shows, but really, who wants to watch a bunch of D-list celebrities when they can watch a quality program? I just don't get it. But if NBC were to renew Chuck, they really need to move it out of the Monday night lineup. But then again, everything else that they've put in Chuck's time slot so far has failed. When Chuck was on winter break, they put in that dancing show, their own dancing show, Superstars of Dancing, whatever world competition thing. That failed. It did worse than Chuck did in the time slot. So really, I don't see anything doing better than what Chuck has been doing. So I think anything that NBC puts on Monday night at 8 is not going to get number one in the time slot. I mean, one network has to be. Not every, you can't have every show be number one in its time slot. But it goes against some pretty big competition, and really, too, what hurt Chuck was the moving when Fox moved House to Monday nights. And again, last night, it went up against Bones, which is another big show on Fox, and so that hurt Chuck too as well. But it's a pretty tough time slot, like I said, and I don't think any other show will do good during that time slot, and Chuck already has a core fan base. So if they could just build on that. I think, too, one of the problems is not many people know about the show. You say, you talk about Chuck, and people are going, what? I never heard of that show before. That's another problem. And to me, it seems like every time you talk to someone who's never heard about it, and then they watch the show, they end up liking the show. So that's something else, too, is not many people have heard about the show, and once people actually watch the show, they end up liking it. So we'll see. We'll wait the decision on whether or not Chuck gets a third season or not. There has been some rumors that the CW would pick it up, but then over on E! Online, they said that they talked to a spokesperson for the network, and they said they had no plans to pick up the show if NBC decides to cancel it, which I think would be a smart move by the CW. I mean, it would be one of the highest rating show on the network. I mean, One Tree Hill, look at this, last night, 2.4 million viewers. Gossip Girl, same, 2.4 million viewers. Chuck gets 6 million viewers. You bring that over to the CW, and it'll be really good for them.